Hi guys, halfway astray here. Same public park, same day for me, different day for you. And talking about decluttering, another book which has been sticking around, kind of mocking me from the bookcase for quite a while now. Let's talk about getting rid of Good Omens by Neil Gaiman. I think I just heard a rooster crow. All right, so first of all, I want to reassure you guys, I am in a public park. I know it looks like there's some houses here in the background. I mean, it doesn't look like there are houses. There really are houses in the background. It just kind of is a public park that, you know, backs up to some houses. I don't want you to think that I just broke into somebody's backyard so that I could shoot these videos. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'll let you know if I get to that point of breaking into people's houses to shoot these videos. Wouldn't be their houses, I guess it'd be their yard. Not really sure I'm going with this at this point. Just be assured there was no trespassing involved. So today I'm talking about a book by one of my favorite authors, and really two of my favorite authors, Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. This book, let's talk about books and memories a little bit for a minute here. Have you ever had that situation happen where a book or a movie or a TV show comes into your life at the time that something really traumatic is also happening in your life? And then in your mind, that book or that TV show or that movie is forever associated with that traumatic thing happening in your life. Well, this book, Good Omens, came into my life around the same time that I was starting college. I had a very, very bad first year of college. That all led up to me essentially running away from reality as far and as fast as I could, in any way that I could, because reality was just too hard for me to face a lot of days. It was around that time that I really started digging into a lot of fiction books and reading them just voraciously, like, there's the rooster again. I was mostly reading these books because they would just totally take me out of the problems of my current reality. And I mean, I was missing my classes to stay home and read books. I was missing classes to stay home and play video games. I would go to the store and I would get like every movie from like Martin Scorsese or whatever, and I would just marathon all of his movies. And I was essentially just running away from my life. So that's a really long story to get to this point. This book, for whatever reason, marked one of the times during that year when I got about halfway through it and I realized I didn't really even know who the characters were. I hadn't really even been retaining a lot of the information in the book. A lot of the story, I couldn't even tell you what was going on. It was like my eyes were just moving over the words on the page. And ultimately I realized that whatever solace these books and these escapes have been giving me, it now wasn't working anymore, or at least not in the way that I had hoped that it would. And it was about halfway through reading this book that I made the decision that I had to start trying to pick up the pieces, and I had to stop burying myself in all these fantasy worlds and fiction and try to dig myself out of all the problems that were happening that I was just ignoring in my life. So this book has been around for all those years ever since, 21 years since then, and I still have never finished this book. And part of the reason why is anytime I've ever thought about finishing this book or picked it up and started reading it, all those terrible feelings from the time in my life that I was at back then just come right back. I'm probably gonna say this about every book, aren't I? There probably will come a time later on when I'll be able to devote to going back and finishing this book, and it won't be associated with all the bad memories that it's associated with, but today is not that time. So, Good Omens, you've been voted off the island. That's kind of a dated reference. Let's see. Good Omens, you are the weakest link. That's even more dated. Good Omens, GTFO.